and welcome to Tea and a Buddy podcast with me, Dominic.
And me, Erica.
And on this is a special episode. It's all about Easter.
Special Easter episode.
It's a special Easter episode because it's Easter time and the eggs are in bloom. Oh.
Okay. I didn't know how to reply to that.
You don't know how to reply to anything these days.
No, if you follow us on Instagram, then you were expecting this podcast because we talked about it in a recent story that we did.
Oh, yes.
Where we went to Target on the hunt for...
we went to Target on a cream egg hunt.
Cadbury cream egg hunt, yeah.
Because we've been looking for the loose cream eggs for a long time, and I was just like, they weren't in H-E-B, or they weren't in Walmart.
No.
And we were just like, you could only buy them.
They weren't in the gas station.
They weren't in the gas station either. I was just like, okay, we just want one.
Yeah.
We just want one cream egg.
You can only buy them in a pack.
You can only buy them in a 3-pack, which is a bit weird anyway. Who wants just 3 cream eggs,
A 3-pack, was it?
I think it's 3 packs.
And then they had the mini ones.
The mini ones, which were like 1 dozen and stuff.
Yeah.
But we finally found them at Target, of all places.
Target. Good old Target.
Good old Target, yeah.
Always coming through.
Always coming through with the goods. And so we got some, and it was a joyous occasion for us both.
Yeah, so if you're not following us on Instagram, you might want to do that. And then you'll see more stories whenever we have like a little craving at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, a little craving, and yeah, we went. But yeah, this is just going to be like what goes on in
each of our countries.
On the Easter holidays in Britain and America.
Yeah.
Over here, there's a big thing of church, isn't there?
Yeah.
Got to go to church on Easter.
Yeah, I don't know if I want
the Easter service.
I don't know if I want to admit this in a podcast.
I think we all would like to hear what you have to admit.
Easter was always the one day a year that we would go to church, like when I was a kid, when I was growing up.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy,
and I have no idea why. Like, not on Christmas. Not
you heretic.
I guess because Christmas didn't always fall around a Sunday, but Easter is always on Sunday. So it's just like, yeah, you wake up, you do the Easter basket thing, and then you go to church, and then you come home and have a meal, you have Easter dinner or whatever. So we always went to church. And you know what? I think we were not the only family who did that because church would be packed out.
Packed out.
Like standing room only.
Everybody had on their Easter best.
Yeah, that was another thing. And
their little Easter bonnets and everything.
Being like sort of into fashion a bit. That was always like my favorite part, really. Like, oh, I got to get like a Easter dress, which was always kind of like a fancy frilly dress, which you didn't wear any other time for the rest of the whole year. But that was always fun. I don't know. Is Easter a thing in Britain? I mean, I know Easter it exists.
Yeah.
But like,
people do go to church and they wear Easter bonnets and they dress up and go to church and stuff. But I mean, religion is kind of on the wane in Britain.
I mean, it's funny because we weren't particularly religious either, but for some reason it was just like, yeah, it's Easter, we're going to church. It's part of the tradition, I have no idea why. And then over here because I am partially Hispanic and my grandmother spent a lot of Easters with us. And she remembered that it was a tradition that they would do. We some years would get cascarones, which I know they probably don't do in Britain.
No, the cascarones they do not do.
So cascarones, if you don't know, are you get the eggs and you crack them. You crack them very gently, just like the very end of it. You kind of just take the tip of it off, basically, or the bottom maybe. And you dye them, and then you do that. You take them out, and then you fill them with confetti, and you seal up the hole with like tissue paper or whatever, and you glue the hole with tissue paper, and you just crack those eggs full of confetti on each other. It's part of the Easter celebrations.
You smash it on people's heads.
Smash them on people's heads, yeah. Why, I don't know, but it's fun. Kids love it.
Kids love it.
And that was a tradition that we did.
Yeah.
Several years, and
I mean, no, I never did that. I never did that growing up.
I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious for our listeners to answer this, because you can go in the grocery stores here, around here in Central Texas, particularly. I don't remember whether they sold them when I was a kid and lived up in the Texas Panhandle, up in North Texas. But you can go in Central Texas in H-E-B, in the grocery stores, in Walmart, and get like a carton of them pre-made. Yeah. Because I guess, they can be messy to make and somewhat difficult if you're not like crafty.
They're kind of horrible to make, I'd imagine, because you have to break all those eggs and pour out all the egg.
You have to be quite careful, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got to clean it out.
To not totally destroy the shell, otherwise, you have nothing to work with.
You've already done the cascarone.
But so they sell them pre-made, and I mean, you can find people who are making them online. I think my sister-in-law said she saw somebody on Facebook that was selling like 80 of them or something for like $100.
That's dedication right there.
Which you'd have to be having a big party to want to buy 80 of them.
Yep, you will.
But you can go and buy a dozen for like $1.88 or something like that. But I don't know if they sell them elsewhere in the country. Like maybe it's just because
sell them up in the Northeast.
Yeah, I would imagine it's because we have a big Hispanic population down here, and it is a tradition. But I would definitely be curious as to whether like they have them in the Midwest or the Northeast or
Yeah. Another thing, well, we didn't do that. I mean,
so what were your traditions like as a kid?
I think it was just kind of going on an Easter egg hunt and just basically eating chocolate eggs.
Did you dye egg? Do they dye eggs in
I didn't. I don't remember doing that at all.
You don't know if that's like
really, usually what I do is like we'd do an Easter egg hunt and then we'd eat the chocolate eggs.
And that was about it?
That was about it.
You didn't have like an Easter meal? Kind of like a Christmas dinner?
Not really that I can remember, no. I mean, it was just and when I mean chocolate eggs, I'm not talking about like just Cadbury's cream eggs and stuff like that, or mini eggs. I'm talking about the massive chocolate eggs that they make every Easter for,
right?
For this time of year.
Which are like, how big, let's say?
Oh, they're pretty big. Like a Fabergé egg. A little bit bigger than that.
Okay.
And they're like hollow usually.
Okay. Yeah.
And they come in like two halves. You can just like, when you unwrap them from the foil. Cadbury, like a Cadbury Dairy Milk egg.
So it's basically the same thing that we do over here, only we do bunnies.
You do bunnies, yeah. I don't really recall seeing a bunny or anything.
Usually if you're going to get a big chocolate thing like that, like in your Easter basket, it would be a big chocolate bunny rather than an egg, which is funny. I wonder why is it different from here and in Britain? Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because, I mean, what you usually can do is, they release, they'll do the seasonal aisle and they'll do, this is in Britain now, they'll have like a ton of chocolate eggs. And when I was a kid, I used to get chocolate eggs bought for me all the time, Kit Kat ones.
Yeah.
And they're just all chocolate, but, it'll be a chocolate egg, but there'll be like a couple of Kit Kats in the box with it,
Oh, what?
And there'll be, like a dairy milk one.
So the egg, if it
or
was
you'll get a milky.
Kat,
if it was a Kit Kat egg, it wouldn't be made out of Kit Kat.
Oh, what?
It would just be a chocolate egg with like the the couple of Kit Kat bars,
That's so weird.
It's just like they're just literally cashing in on the chocolate egg.
Yeah.
And you'd buy like a dairy milk one, and you'd have a dairy milk one, or you'd have like a Dream one. Like a Cadbury, it's white chocolate, or you'd have a Milky Bar, and it would have a Milky Bar with it.
Yeah.
Or like Cadbury's cream. I remember when I used to get the Cadbury. I think they did a Cadbury's cream egg once, and I thought, oh, it's gonna be filled with the fondant and everything like that.
Yeah.
Nah, it wasn't.
It's just plain chocolate.
It's just plain old Cadbury chocolate.
So are they decorated? Are they just totally chocolate, or are they decorated like colorful decorations?
They look like a dinosaur egg. you know?
Okay.
Like, have you seen those dinosaur eggs and they're like crackled and they're like, you know, like the chocolates thing, it's like a design in the chocolate.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't had one for years now,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, you know, you make yourself sick on them because they're just pure chocolate.
Yeah.
You know, it's just pure like.
I never liked. As a kid, I was not that big into chocolate, and I think
and you'd break some off and you'd eat some, and you'd eat like maybe a half of the egg because, you know, they came apart.
Yeah.
You know, you'd unwrap it in the foil and whatever, and you'd just be like, you'd eat the half of the egg, and you'd be like, oh, can't eat any more.
I think, as a kid,
we do love chocolate in
As a
Britain.
kid, I was not that big into chocolate, and I think it's because of Hershey's.
Yeah, I mean,
Hershey's chocolate, aside from cookies and cream, is not the best.
Not the best.
If we're comparing it to what you can get elsewhere. So I thought, because I didn't like Hershey's, I thought that just meant like I just didn't like chocolate. So I didn't really eat a lot of the chocolate that I got like in my Easter basket, but we would get the Big Bunny, which is the equivalent of the Big Egg. And it's hollow inside as well. And it was never great. Like, sometimes it was not hollow, though, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Solid
Sometimes
chocolate?
It was solid, yes.
Oh, wow.
And it would just be like, you would break off an ear and, like, have a bite and just be like, oh, no. And I remember my mom going, oh, dip it in peanut butter. It makes it better to dip it in peanut butter. And it was just like, yeah. Because sometimes those big bunnies, especially if they're really big, they can be, like, quite a cheapy tasting chocolate, you know, and that is just the worst.
I remember when I was a kid, because in Britain, you know, it gets, you know, it's still kind of cold in April.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whenever Easter is, you know, April, whatever.
April, yeah.
And I got a chocolate egg. I can't remember what it was now. I think it was like a Cadbury, you know, it was a Cadbury chocolate egg anyway, and still in the foil, and I took it out, and I just unwrapped it I got it out of the box, because, you know, it's like one of those, like, boxes, and I just wanted to get the chocolate bars out of there. I don't know what, I think it was a Dairy Milk or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I took the chocolate egg out, and I was like, oh, I'll have that later, and I stuck it on top of the radiator. Not thinking about it. I was like 5 or 6.
Okay, well, that's excusable.
5 or 6 years older than 10, maybe. But it's just like, no, but I was like 5 or 6 or something like that. And I just put it on, you know, I just put it there, and I was just, and for some reason, I guess my parents just didn't see it there or whatever, you know, and they turned the radiators on, because it was like, there's a little like gap where it rests kind of nicely.
Oh my god. This was your plan, was it? Pinky, this was your genius plan.
My genius plan. No, I just put it there for some whatever reason. I can just remember doing this. And then I went and ate the chocolate and moved out the room, and then, you know, like, and then I think it was my dad or my mother going, Dominic, what the, oh, you know, you've left the chocolate egg, it's melted now, it's all over the bloody place, you know?
Yeah.
It was just all dripping, oozing down the thing, and I was so disappointed. Even though people are like, oh, I don't fancy the chocolate egg, you know?
Yeah.
Because they've had the chocolate bars that have been out of it, you know? It's like they give you a full-size chocolate bar in there, so it's just like...
That's so weird.
I don't know, yeah, I mean... Sometimes they give you 2, but anyway, I had the chocolate bar, and, you know, I ate them, and I was happy, and I was like, oh, I'll have the egg, and I was like, oh, okay. And as I seem to remember, I just remembered it was there, and when my mother or whoever it was shouted, Dominic, oh, you know, it's all down the radiator, oh, you know, because they turned the radiators on. I was just like, oh dear, you know.
So, you mentioned Cadbury, and I have some Cadbury facts here.
Oh, do you now?
Yes. Well, you and I have had this discussion before, and you can't really remember now. Actually, I think you said recently.
Can't really remember what?
Yeah, because Cadbury cream eggs are only available around Easter here. And
yes, when I came over here, I was like, okay, you know, I fancy a cream egg, and this was maybe in, like, what, December?
Yeah.
Oh, I fancy a cream egg. It's like, well, you can't get them because it's not Easter. And I'm like, so?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, they're available year-round in Britain. I get them all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the case anymore. I'm not sure if there's any British people who happen to know the answer to this. Can you, like, go into a shop and buy a Cadbury's cream egg in, when it's not Easter
In the
time.
summertime.
In the summertime or Easter or winter time or whatever, any time that's not traditional to have them,
Right. Because over here they'll start putting Easter stuff out like in January or February.
Well, yeah.
So it is out.
Day.
It is out quite a while. Yeah, that's right. After Valentine's Day in February, they'll start putting the Easter candy out on shelves. So you can get a Cadbury cream egg from like then until May if you're lucky. I mean, if there are any left, because after Easter they put all the Easter candy like on clearance to get it out of here,
Yeah.
So you can probably get it from like February to May, I'd say, but that's about it. That's the only time you're really gonna find it on shelves over here.
I mean, I swear I used to be able to get one year round. I had access to them year round.
You had access for some
personal access.
You had an in with Cadbury.
Yeah. God, I wish.
Apparently, I was reading in the UK, there are loads of different Cadbury cream egg flavors.
Oh, I only remember the caramel.
Oh, yeah.
And
so we
cream
have
egg.
the caramel ones over here because that was all we were able to
wait,
find.
there's a raspberry one, isn't there?
I don't have all the... I only wrote down the ones that I thought were weird or didn't understand what they were. Dream egg is one.
It's white chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, it's white chocolate.
And then Jaffa egg, which I'm assuming is
the orange cream.
Yeah, like a Jaffa cake.
That they might release them at like Easter. They might be like limited edition.
And then a ghost egg.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Okay, I don't know
Ghost
either.
pepper.
I just wrote down the ones that I thought were weird or didn't know what. I didn't write them all.
It might be dark chocolate, actually.
Because over here, all we have are the caramel ones and the classic, just the classic
cream egg. Oh, you can only eat 2 of them before you get sick.
Speaking of that, before I go on with the few more facts that I have about Cadbury, have any of you seen? We did tweet it out, and I think we Instagrammed it as well, maybe in a story.
Yeah.
They have come out with a Cadbury Heinz cream egg mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Which sounds horrendous. It's just
it came out on like the news broke on April Fool's Day, so everybody was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's an April Fool. But it's not, it's actually like a limited edition thing.
Listen, I like a cream egg. Like, I can eat. They are pretty, as one of our listeners wrote to us in a tweet, they're sickly. They are sickly. Like, they're very
Cloying.
sweet. Yeah. I don't know. I can't know. What is the word we use in America? They're very sweet.
Yeah. They're too much.
Like they make them in a smaller size now, and I think that's probably sufficient. Really, the size that they have can be a bit much. Yeah, but I do like them, and I do like crave them at Easter. Obviously, hence our little hunt that we went on.
Well, yeah.
But
it was an Easter egg hunt.
You're only gonna eat like one a day at the very least. I mean, I don't think I could even eat like one day and then another the next day. They're very rich.
Very rich. The fondant is really
but
nice.
But as much
though.
as I do like them, I don't want them in mayonnaise. Like, what are you British people doing?
Yeah, because I mean, from what people have been saying about it, who've taste tested it, say, oh, it tastes like the inside of a Cadbury's cream egg. It doesn't taste like mayonnaise-y. Yeah. It's like, it's just like I've had it on a bit of toast or whatever, and, it just tastes like because I think there's bits of chocolate in it, too.
Yeah, what?
So...
They're just calling it mayonnaise,
They're just calling it mayonnaise because I guess Heinz kind of, like, made up... Because, I mean, you can't have Cadbury's cream egg tasting like mayonnaise. No one can freaking eat it.
Oh, God, no. It sounds like, what do you even eat that on? But I'm assuming it's like their version of the Nutella or the Biscoff spread. It's like a Cadbury spread. They should have just called it spread and not mayonnaise, because mayonnaise just sounds horrendous.
Well, it's Heinz Seriously Good mayonnaise. They have a jar of Seriously Good or So Good or whatever. And so they've just mixed it with the cream egg,
Oh, God.
And I mean...
Who thought that was a great idea? It's like...
And I mean, that stuff is just gonna... it tastes sweet, tastes like the inside of a Cadbury's cream egg. Which, I guess would be good, but I mean, I wouldn't want to eat a lot of that. You know, I wouldn't
do.
want to spread that on a sandwich and then put
You guys go
two
crazy
pieces
with
of like
that
chicken
kind of
roll
stuff.
between it, you know.
Like somebody on Instagram sent us a picture of their Cadbury cream egg ice cream that they had as well.
Yeah, that's good.
And that
that's
doesn't
a good
sound
stuff.
good to me either.
Cadbury cream egg ice cream, and you know they do them in like the ice cream bars too. I've had the ice cream bars and they're good. I like them. Yeah, they've been around for a while, I think.
Yeah, apparently in Australia, and you said it was in Britain also, the Cadbury cream egg McFlurry is a big thing at McDonald's.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. That's good. Yeah, I've had that. You know, you'd like it.
I don't know. I mean,
you'd
I like the
it.
candy, but I just don't. I don't know.
It's just like, you know, little bits of chocolate and the egg yolk, you know, fondant they've whipped in with it. You know, it's good. I like it.
Apparently Cadbury estimates that it makes about 200 million pounds on eggs alone.
200 million pounds
in just Britain.
In just Britain.
Yeah. 200 million on just the eggs in just Britain.
Oh, that's just for Cadbury cream egg.
That is just the Cadbury cream eggs. Yes.
Yeah, there you
200 million pounds. Like they don't have to make anything else. No, it's Cadbury cream eggs. 200 million pounds on eggs every year, and well,
it could be chocolate eggs.
It could be the chocolate eggs.
Yeah.
I think it was a Cadbury cream. I think it's a Cadbury cream egg. I think it was a Cadbury cream egg centric article that I was reading that I got these facts from. Yeah. Canada, for some reason, has Oreo and Chips Ahoy flavored Cadbury cream eggs.
Oh, that sounds. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have seen an Oreo cream egg somewhere now. Someone mentioned it.
Yeah, no, I think we saw that in the gas station, but I thought it was just an Oreo. I know
Lindor do their version of it.
I thought it was just an Oreo egg. I didn't know it had anything to do with Cadbury. And Chips Ahoy, like, how does that work?
That'd be like the bits of cookie, I guess.
Yeah, weird. And then the cream egg McFlurries, yeah.
Yeah, those are so good, man.
So getting back to Easter, as a whole, or on, you know,
as a whole holiday.
Yeah. Are there like organized Easter egg hunts in parks or anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, you know, they have kids, they have, you know, like organized Easter egg hunts in the parks and stuff. I mean, I think I went on a couple of them.
Because over here they do it at the White House.
Had a bucket, you know.
That's a tradition.
Or a basket, as it was.
That's a tradition every year at the White House itself. I mean, they do it in parks, yeah. Different groups organize these hunts, but they do it at the White House like it's that big of a deal. The White House Easter egg hunt, you know, and they invite all the kids to come hunt the eggs on the lawn of the White House. Yeah, I think there was some footage or something of Trump doing it his first year, and he was just like all bored or something.
Because he just couldn't find any of them, could he? He got annoyed.
So what?
Started stealing them from the other kids. Because he joined in and he wasn't supposed to or something, wasn't he?
Oh, God,
and the kids were all like, oh, and he was just like, oh, they got all the eggs. They're finding all the eggs. This is fixed. And it's like, you laid them. You chicken.
So are they the plastic eggs that you guys hunt?
I think they might be the Cadbury's cream eggs. That's a nice little hunt, isn't it?
No,
I mean, I don't know if they're plastic. I can't remember now. I'm guessing they are. But I seem to remember they were like, oh, they were Kinder eggs. That's what they were.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So well, I guess so. I mean, it's not hot in Britain, is it?
Well, yeah, so I mean, if it's hot, then they don't do. They would be like, I can't remember now if it was plastic eggs or Kinder eggs or. Because
over here, right, like depending on who's put the eggs out,
yeah,
you might have, like when I was little, sometimes there would be a few eggs in the hunt that would have coins in them, let's say. And
yeah, that
like
sort
the
of
special
thing.
Ones, like, oh, you want to get like the egg with the 50 cents or the egg with
the $1
we did that. Or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're gonna have like jelly beans or sweet tarts, or usually not chocolate.
I seem to remember it was that sort of like, you know. I seem to remember there was like sometimes plastic, sometimes it would be a Kinder egg or a cream egg or something, you know.
Yeah.
You'd find, you know, it'd be like chocolate.
So what? So
The only thing we'll hunt for is chocolate.
so, so are there any other like big types of candy that is associated with Easter in Britain, or besides the big eggs?
No, not really.
Like over here, jelly beans are a big, and I suppose it's their shape because they're a bit egg-like, you know.
Bit egg-like, yeah.
Yeah, so jelly beans are a big thing for Easter.
Jelly beans, jelly beans, they are in Britain, but they're not as popular as like jelly babies.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't know if they come out at Easter. Maybe they do. I mean, they come out at Easter with something. I mean, it's like all my knowledge is years old. So,
yeah.
You know, and we haven't been back there for a while, so we haven't lived back there for a while, so, you know.
Yeah. And then Peeps. Peeps are our big candy. Yeah, they do not
exist in Britain.
Yeah. So if we have any British people listening,
tell the people about Peeps.
Who don't know what Peeps are yet. They are marshmallow-shaped bunnies or chicks or eggs covered in sugar, colored sugar. So there'll be like a package of pink bunnies or purple or yellow, you know, some kind of Easter themed pastel-y type color, or like little blue chicks or something. Yeah. And the marshmallow's just like a marshmallow that you would have on the inside of like a chocolate covered marshmallow egg or something like that. I don't know if you guys do those in Britain.
Maybe we do. I don't know. I mean, as I said, it's all my knowledge is gone, you know, from that time period.
Your knowledge is gone.
My knowledge is old, you know.
Yeah. And the sugar coated on the outside of them is a bit crunchy. So yeah,
it's a little,
just a little
good.
bit.
I mean, I like Peeps, but I couldn't. It's like a cream egg. I couldn't.
People. They're like at Halloween we have candy corn. So Peeps are like the Easter equivalent to candy corn.
Chocolate covered ones now too, don't they?
Peeps.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
fudge
they don't
covered.
I don't think they have sugar, so they're basically just like a chocolate covered marshmallow. Anything else? I don't think they have the sugar underneath the layer of chocolate. But they're definitely you either love them or you hate them thing. Like there are some people in America even who hate Peeps, and they're like the most disgusting thing, and they cannot understand how anybody can like them.
Yeah, I mean, I like them. I mean, I've always liked, you know, because I like marshmallow too.
I've seen a lot of British people though who do know what Peeps are and who have had them are going, oh, what are you thinking with this? You know, it's like you're just biting in sugar, like.
Yeah.
It's like, what is all the rest of it is sugar as well.
All the rest of it is sugar too. Yeah. I mean,
it's just in a different way.
Yeah. I mean, Peeps. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's probably a reason why they're not in Britain. Or they might be now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I said all the knowledge is gone, you know. It's just like... But,
so what about a meal? I can't remember.
I think
it's be like an Easter dinner, or
it's
not
be
really?
Like an Easter Sunday dinner. Would be like a Sunday dinner. It would be like roast pork. Roast pork with like swede, which is a rutabaga. Mm-hmm. You know, gravy. The usual Sunday dinner. It would be.
It's sort of traditional over here. Pork, or like you might have a pork loin or brisket. I know H-E-B sells brisket a lot at this
brisket.
time of year. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
That may just be a Texas thing. I don't know.
I think that's probably a Texas thing, yeah, because, I mean, you know, there's a lot of stuff over here. We'll have to talk about that.
You might have, like, a pie. You're probably going to have rolls, some sort of, like, maybe Brussels sprouts or something like that. You know, things that are maybe coming into season at this time of year, you know. But it's going to be
like a pie. Yeah.
You're not going to have turkey. It's not like Christmas dinner. It's going to be a variation.
Yeah.
Ham. I think a lot of people have ham on Easter, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, ham, definitely. Yeah, I've definitely seen that, ham. Like, when you say a pie, you mean, like a dessert pie.
A dessert pie.
Not like a chicken pie or a steak and onion
pie.
Like
a dessert pie. Like you would on Christmas, you would have a dessert with it as well. Like, it's going to be a bigger meal. You'll probably have some family over. And yeah. Let us know what your Easter dinner traditionally looks like, if you spend Easter with family or whatever.
Or if you even celebrate Easter at all, or just buy the eggs and eat them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we usually just have like a nice meal and that's about it. We just buy whatever candy we want leading up to Easter while you can find it. And then...
like the cream eggs with us, you know. And I think I've got some mini eggs somewhere too.
Yes.
I just remembered them.
Yes, you have.
They started selling them with it. Mini eggs. Mini eggs. That's what we find. That's what we used to find in...
But they would just leave them like loose in the grass, or they put them inside the plastic eggs?
Put them inside the plastic eggs,
Okay.
Yeah, that's... Now I remember. It was like mini eggs. You know, you get like a 6 or 7 in each, like, big...
So here's my question. If you are a British listener and your Easter doesn't look, or sound rather, anything like what Dominic has described, I'm curious to know what your traditions are.
If I'm just making all this up as I go along.
Yeah, I mean, if he does something totally different from what you can remember doing as a kid, or what you still do as a family with kids, or not with kids. I mean, you don't have to have kids to celebrate Easter. You can dye eggs if you want to. I think you and I maybe did that.
I can't remember, yeah. I mean, I don't remember the dyeing the egg tradition in Britain at all.
Yeah. Some people hide those over here, and I don't understand that. It's like,
well, it's just
because in a lot of places in the United States, it's warm, particularly down here in Texas already. Like, I don't want to hide eggs out where it's warm and, like, ants are going to get on them and stuff.
Yeah, if you want to eat them anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, we always just hid the plastic
It's not cascarones.
But definitely, I think Facebook would be a good place to have this
the Tina Butty group.
Yeah, so go on the Tina Butty group, on our Facebook group, and let us know what your Easter traditions are, whether you're American or British. I just want to know what everybody's Easter traditions are. Yeah, everything that you do. Do you hunt eggs? Do you have a meal? Do you go to church? Do you do nothing, you know?
Do you just sit there and eat chocolate eggs? We're not judging. Just tell us.
Face watching The Real Housewives. I mean, it's a good Sunday for me.
We don't watch The Real Housewives. Who do we watch?
Vanderpump Rules.
Yes! Yes! And we have cheese pizza with it too.
But yeah, so...
I know way too much about that show.
You do, yes.
It's all your fault.
Cheese pizza, yes!
I blame you for all the cheese pizzas
but
and the
yes,
pasta.
So do that. Go on the Facebook group and let us know your Easter traditions.
Buy us a coffee, tweet us,
share
us.
Yeah. Share with your friends.
Yes.
Yeah. And have a great Easter. And
have a great Easter. Happy Easter, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.